Well, hello again, folks. I'm really pleased to join the Angela Cripps from Recruiting Gym has joined me for another fireside chat. I have got the fire on. I'm just going to show people, just so it's working. There it
That
is.
looks
Look.
so
So
cozy.
it
I must
truly
admit.
is a fireside chat. And Angela, I wanted to catch up with you because you've been supporting team members now for, I think, since the beginning of lockdown and probably before, when you took over the recruiting gym.
Well, definitely the recruiting gym. Obviously, Alex Moyle, who set it up, would always support it. I started supporting team in 2009 when I went around the country and did training sessions through Lander Associates on getting through the tough times. I think
Yeah,
the topic was
here
called.
we are again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So no, this is same old, same old. Yeah, it always goes in sort of 10-year rafts, doesn't it? So we've had a
it
little bit
does.
longer on this one.
Yeah. Well, try and bring us up to date a bit because unlike other trainers, what you have in your portfolio is a wonderful mix of solutions for lots of different. If I was a temp agency I might not be interested in trainer A, but you've got a portfolio of people, that to cater for a raft of challenges, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. So the online part that most people know of, because that's what took off during lockdown and the company was
Mm,
quite new at that point. It wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be about 20% of the offering.
mm.
And it was 4 courses at that time, and it was just going to carry on with that and support that. But yeah, there's sort of 100 courses now,
Wow.
27 different trainers, covering all manner of things. Yes, all the recruitment stuff, but you've got a GDPR course in there. So if people need to do
Yeah.
their due diligence, and that's a yearly subscription at like £99, so people can just make sure they're on top of that all the time
Wow.
and do their bits. Yep. So that's through Door Clayton. We've got things like mediation courses to help people. We've got project management courses, mental health and well-being. Oh, there's got to be at least 10 of those, as well as the leadership and management and the 360 and the recruiters and the contract courses as well, setting up a contract desk. So you're right, there's a bit of everything. I'm sure there's some gaps, and every time we find one, we then find a great trainer to plug that gap. But any suggestions from the team members, we are happy to take those on board. And you're right, with our network, we probably have got enough people, but that's the online side.
Yeah.
We all started as classroom trainers.
Yeah.
So now that we are out and about, and it's about 50-50 now, when I looked at last year's figures, online versus the classroom stuff. But we can do that via 2-hour Zoom sessions anywhere in the world. We've got Kate O'Neill, who I know a lot of people know. She's one of our trainers. So for both the personality profiling with DISC, but also all of the new starters and the BD stuff she does. And she's just finished some courses with Job Adder.
Yeah.
So she's going to be doing some coaching with clients in Australia now, because they're big over there.
You'll have to get up early or stay late.
I see. I'm a late person. I've been working with the RCSA in Australia for about 7 years, delivering webinars for them. So I'm like a midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning doing that. And actually, I do have a call at midnight tonight with the RCSA. I've been asked to be one of their judges for
Brilliant.
their awards this year. So yep. So I'm going to have to be involved in those sessions as well. What's different? Oh, so yes, we've got a range of 10 coaches plus myself that deliver face to face. Some of them people will know, like Kate, like Alan Clark. Alex still does a little bit for us. I know he's going to be at the conference, so we're very excited about that. So if you've missed Alex, come along, because yeah, you've got to fit with the right person. I do a lot of the leadership stuff. We've got Rebecca Shannon, who does coaching, life coaching, as well as project management. We've got Christina. Everyone knows Christina from Green Umbrella, does our marketing branding stuff. So with this range of associates that all come together, we have team meetings, we have a team WhatsApp. It's a real nice feel of bringing everyone together. So Claire Davis does our mental health, mental health and well-being. I can never get that out. But we've got 2 new coaches this
Ah,
year. So Renu Gundala She's actually a recruiter still. So I don't usually have trainers that are recruiters, but she runs a company as well called Talent Grader, which is all about assessments and which assessment you need. So you can either advise your clients or you can use them yourself. So that website helps you to find that. So she's been a recruiter for many, many years. She's brilliant. You'll have seen her on a few of the Ask the Coaches. And then as of last week, we've got Jo Phillips joining us. So if anyone worked for the last 25 years in recruitment, again, you've probably come across her as a fabulous trainer in classroom. So she's going to be joining us too.
Well, that's brilliant. And we should do something, and this is just for the audience as well as you and me nudging each other. We could do a bit of an update Zoom with a few of your consultants just to showcase the breadth I think that Recruiting Gym offers, because people forget or they buy one product or service from you and don't maybe not appreciate all what's under that umbrella. And it's not green either, but there we
no, happy to do that, because we have people sort of dip in and out, like Alan Clark, who does our retainer training. So he's really busy at the moment, so we just grab him when we can.
It'd be good, especially be good to showcase some of those new trainers as well. You mentioned Kate O'Neill, who she and I met sort of late last year or last Q3. Was really impressed with what she does. She's does really well nurturing and developing and newbies to recruitment. And don't want to get ageist, but she's wonderful at getting fast track learning into those youngsters who might be from a different background but have got the base transferable skills. She's had some real success in that space.
Yeah, she's brilliant on the
with team members. So well done.
No, definitely on the sales side, the BD side, and obviously that's been more prevalent recently. I mean, the last 2 years, it's all been candidate sourcing. So I'm sure loads of people will remember Catherine Robinson. So she's still with us, her new company, Cup and Saucer rather now. So that's a great name, isn't it, for a sourcing company. Saying that, Vanessa's been with us about 6 months or so, but maybe people don't know Vanessa Rath as well. We needed 2 sourcing trainers. We were doing a lot with Amazon last year, and she's based in South Africa. So if people know Vanessa, she's one of ours as well.
Let's see if we could do a bigger Zoom with a few of your group, so we can have a bit of a chat about the market, and I think showcase some of the vibrant different skills that some of those have got. I think that would be really good. Angela, you're in a unique position with lots of your clients through you and your consultants to see what's happening in the market. You just referred to the boom years of 21 or H2 of 21 and 2022. Lots of people had their best year ever last year, but they're a little bit more nervous, like some of the clients in 2023. How do you see the year playing out? What's the message from your clients in the marketplace?
The ones that we've been having conversations with are being smart about it. They're putting strategies in place. They've not seen a downturn yet. They've not seen that change, but they're getting ready for it just in case. And of course, if it doesn't happen, they're just going to be in a much better place anyway. So lots more input on sort of annual business plans, 3-year strategies, breaking it down into quarters, having plan Bs and maybe even plan Cs as well. So, because a lot of people 3 years ago went, well, that was a waste of time doing an annual business plan because everything changed. It's not going to change as drastically as that. Fingers crossed anyway, touch wood. We're not going to have one of those again. But it will adapt. And that's the whole point about having an annual business plan. You have your overarching plans, but you only really put the detail in the quarter, and you can handle that if things change. And we know on trend wise that recruitment pretty much quarter on quarter, they can be very different. So having that focus and having all the consultants as well, so if you have got a team around you, for them to have their own quarterly plans as well that lead into the business one, so that everyone knows what they're doing. They can prioritize, because that's been the issue. People have took on loads of new clients, loads of new jobs last year without actually having a strategy or a plan behind it, and ended up wasting a lot of time. And I know that's a couple of the sessions that I did in January for you guys. Don't
Yeah,
be busy fools,
yeah,
because the likelihood is, yeah, if you're going out and getting new business, you get excited, don't you? It's a new client and you're like, yay. I had one a couple of weeks ago. Client meeting, it sounded wonderful. It was going to be a big project, big partnership. And then through the conversation, the detail that was coming out and what they actually wanted, it's like, you're being totally unrealistic. You're expecting me to do loads for nothing. Walk away. And it's really easy to be able to do that if you know what your priorities are.
and what about, there's still some, there's still lots of jobs. I think John Salt told me recently there's still 1.1 million jobs out there live, which is down on last year, but not
Not
much.
much.
Still prior to September, October, it's still record levels. But there's still a candidate. People are still messaging me. The candidate's a problem. So lots of problems with ghosting. After initial interest, candidates having multiple options, and perhaps clients not recognizing the marketplace as well, which is perhaps our fault for not communicating what's happening in the market. But any advice on counter offers or the challenge with candidates?
That's always been there, isn't it? So for me, it's around controlling the process, and that starts right from those initial conversations and having agreements, setting expectations, understanding each other, putting a recruitment plan in place in writing that you both agreed to as to what's going to happen and when. So from the client's point of view, you're prepped with them. They know that these things could potentially happen. Because again, if it comes out of the blue, they get counter offered, they accept another job elsewhere, that's really frustrating. But if right from the offset that you've been sharing that information, and that is the marketplace and it's tight and people will be offered 1, 2, 3 jobs still. So they've got to be on top of that, which is where it's helpful to get exclusive candidates and exclusive clients, and then you don't have those issues. So we've been pushing that a lot more. So whether it is the retained stuff with Alan, and project fees up front, and making sure the commitment's there from the client's point of view with a great recruitment plan, making sure that you've agreed the service levels that you're going to work to, and therefore there's no hanging about, there's no messing about, there's no waiting for feedback, all those elements. Oh, I was at a conference on Friday, and it's something that I hadn't heard of before. It's simple, it's obvious, but it was like, why haven't we done that? We were talking, it was women in leadership, and they were talking about hiring and the biases, so mainly male female point of view, but any biases that come through. And we've done quite a few webinars on bias over the last few months. I'll Meet the Experts have got those. So if you're looking at interviewing without bias, that's there. But I loved this process. One company gave 6 questions to the recruiter, key questions that they wanted the individual to answer. They didn't want a CV. They didn't want any details on the person. They just wanted those 6 questions answered via a video, but with the camera off. So just audio, really. Don't know why they needed the video. So all they got was that individual, their answers within a time period, and then they would move forward from there. So much better, quick and easy. The people know what to expect. It's going to be related to the role. They're not going to be biased with regards to name, age, or anything else. It's just going to be the voice and how clearly they can do it. Or they could write it down. So yes, so it was either video or written, because obviously someone that's maybe struggles with writing could do it by video or audio rather. So I just thought, why don't we innovate it a little bit more? Why are we still sending CVs and waiting for feedback? Goodness me.
One thing you picked up on there, and I think you're bang on right, you talked about a plan to share with a client. How many recruitment companies have a written down plan that they share with a client at the outset? I know they're exchanging terms and conditions, and if they not, they shouldn't be in recruitment. How many agree a plan? Because I'm not convinced that more than 20%, 25%, if I'm generous, of the market are sharing a plan with assumptions and commitments on both sides, have that as a written program. And perhaps I'm being unfair.
No, you're not. No, all the companies that I work with aren't doing it before I start working with them. It's step 2 of the recruitment process. So step 1, yeah, take a full and detailed job description. Step 2, make a recruitment plan. So it's in there.
And
It's
share it
getting
with the client.
Yeah, and you both sign it. It's not legally binding. It's not like the T's and C's. And you're right. Legally, you have to get confirmation of the T's and C's before you should start working with them. So again, you can blame the Employment Agencies Act on that one, or the regulations. Always use that as a backup. But what's important is that you've both agreed, and it's a one-pager. It's a detail, what's going to happen. So how many CVs, if you're going to send them, but how many interviews, when they're going to be, which week, what dates, what times, get everything organised, plan it all in. If you have to adapt it, that's fine. As I say, it's not legally binding, but having it all written out with the agreements of both sides, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to fill this position, this is the process we're going to be following, and here's all the bits we're doing, here's all the bits you're doing. Sign it. If they're not willing to sign that, I'm sorry, walk away, because it's an action plan to get this position filled. Now, I do appreciate there will be some people here that work through portals, and that you're not going to get the opportunity to do that, and you know the risk you're taking by taking those jobs. We're talking about if you're going out and getting new business, let's make sure it's good business that you're working to, and that you are actually confirming before you start doing a load of work on it that the likelihood is that person's committed to it. Same with the candidates. No reason why you can't do that for them as well.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that gives you the opportunity to educate that new client about the current market position. Like you said earlier, advising the client that if we don't move fast with some candidates, they'll be gone. They may ghost. There's potentially going to be a counter offer scenario here. Several candidates are testing the market to leave their current employers, aren't they, on slightly more salary rises. So but I think that plan is a missing ingredient with the majority of the recruitment world. And if you've got it, you're a stronger business. And if you haven't, you're leaving yourself open to weakness and a poor fill rate, because stuff falls out without that plan, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, well, an action for us, I think, is to get some of your consultants together.
Yes, and I can't believe I missed out John Brooks, Mr. Pricing Strategy.
I know, but well, I love Brooksy, as you know. Who from the recruiting gym's going to be at Rec Expo? Any quick name drop?
Yeah, 3 of us are going to be there. So I'm presenting. Christina will be there, and John is presenting, and Kate is presenting. Yes. So
well, I look forward to seeing you there, and all that part of your wonderful team. And thank you for all the support you and your group do with the team network. And I'll see you very, very soon. Thank you for today.
Lovely to see you. Bye,
Bye
Simon.
for now.